Today, I'm making this fantastic jam for all fruit chunk lovers. I'll make the jam in the oven without splattering or dirtying extra dishes. You need 3 kilograms of apricots to prepare this jam. Choose riper and softer ones. If you can't find those, the regular, slightly firmer ones will do, but they will take a bit longer to cook. Remove the pits and then cut each piece like this into quarters. I'm cutting them directly into the pot where the apricots will cook. If there's any impurity, be sure to remove it. You might miss one, but try to look carefully. And it would be best if your apricots are like this. See how soft they are? I've just chopped 1.5 kilograms of apricots. For 3 kilograms of apricots, you need 1 kilogram of sugar. Now, for 1.5 kilograms, I'm sprinkling 0.5 kilogram of sugar. And I'll continue with the other 1.5 kilograms. Here I'm chopping the last apricot from these 3 kilograms. I'll just level everything out a bit like this. Then I'll sprinkle the rest of the sugar on top. Place a wooden spoon, cover with a cloth and leave it for half an hour. 30 minutes have passed and the apricots have released their juice. Riper apricots make this faster and easier. For greener ones, you'll need to let them sit a bit longer. You can prepare those greener ones in the evening and leave them in the fridge overnight, then cook them the next day. I'll stir these a bit more now. Let them set for about another hour to 1.5 hours. After an hour, I'll check if everything has softened and released juice. If so, then I'll cook them. Here I am after an hour to see how the apricots are progressing. Look how much juice they've released. They sat for a total of 1.5 hours, which is quite enough for apricots like mine to sit and be ready for cooking. Actually, I won't be cooking them, but baking them in the oven. This way, there's no splattering and no cleaning. It's something like plum jam. That's why you need a wide pot, so the evaporation surface is as large as possible. And now we take it to the oven. I'm placing the pot in a cold oven. As the pot heats up, the apricots will heat up and release even more juice. I'm turning it on to preheat to 200 degrees Celsius. Continue cooking and stir every 10 to 15 minutes. After 2.5 hours of cooking, I'll take a little out. I'll get a small plate, and after stirring everything nicely, I'll take a little of this jam onto the plate to see if it's cooked enough. Specifically, if it will set nicely. Meanwhile, jam goes back in the oven, reducing the heat to 100 degrees, as I'll need this for the jars. This is what jam looks like when it sets. Look how long I hold it and it slides slowly. It's now ready for jars. It cooked for about another 10 minutes in the oven. When jam is cooked, it looks like this. It's darker on top and lighter as you stir. And now I'm taking it out of the oven. And in its place, I'm putting the jars. The oven has cooled to 100 degrees and I'll leave the jars like this for 10 to 15 minutes. This is what the jam looks like when it's cooked. Some call it pekmez, some call it jam. I call it jam because it has pieces of fruit. Marmalade is made only from fruit juice. I'll stir it a bit to release the initial heat. And I'll leave it to sit while the jars sterilize. In the meantime, since I want this jam to last 2 to 3 years, because I'm making a lot this year, I'm adding 3 grams of preservative. 5 grams are for 5 kilos of fruit, 3 grams are for 3 kilograms. You can do this part or not. In previous years, apricots were very expensive, or they weren't available at all, so jam couldn't be made. And since there are plenty this year, as they say, too many, I'll make enough to last for next year in case they're not available then. If you add preservative into the jam, do not consume it for the next 3 weeks because it takes that long to neutralize. After that, it's perfectly safe. I'll leave it to sit for a bit now while the jars sterilize. All that's left is to fill the jars. I'll fill a few jars a little at a time to warm each jar gradually. And so it doesn't break. The amount of sugar I added is borderline, so to speak. I didn't want to make the jam too sweet. Usually, for 1 kilo of apricots, you use 500 grams of sugar, but I used less. Should have used 1.5 kilograms, but used 1. Feel free to taste this jam at the end to see if it's sweet enough for you. If it's not sweet enough, you can easily add more sugar. Even though it cooked for almost 3 hours, it retained its color. You can add a little lemon juice at the end to make the jam lighter. It's time to close the jars. Take these sterilized lids, screw them on tightly, and turn them upside down. Those who put the preservative doesn't have to turn it upside down. But here, I'll do it now. The moment of truth. If it doesn't hiss, you've sealed it well. Now, here I have half. I won't even turn this one. And I'm going to get my blanket. Look, the moment of truth. Here it is. Here it is. It's not sealed well. You can see. That's why you need to turn the jars upside down. Let's try again. This one is good. We won't touch this one. I'm not even sure if this is from this batch or that one. Wipe the jar. Wipe the table. I'm screwing it on again. Let's go again. I'll leave them to sit while I go get my blanket. My little blanket that one child wore and then another child wore. It's cotton, washed 100 times, now serves this. The best blanket in the world for jams. I'll leave them now to sit for at least 2 to 3 hours, then I'll turn them over. Here we are on the second day. I've cooked another batch here and it's waiting to be jarred. And this is the first batch you watched. After 2 to 3 hours, I turned the jars to the correct position. And it all looks like this. And now I'll show you how it looks from this jar. I've taken a small plate again, and now I'll put some of this jam on it. Look how it looks. This is for all those fruit chunk lovers.